Hi, my name's Stephanie from day 19 of the 30-day video challenge, and today I'm going to show you how to use Morph Cut in Premiere Pro to edit out awkward gaps in your interview footage. Now, Morph Cut is a transition that intuitively fills in the gaps between two cuts. So if you have an interview such as this right now, or any sort of close-up portraiture where the person is talking, if you want to cut a section of that out and their head is still relatively in the same position and their inflections in their voice are still the same, you can actually cut out a whole chunk and then put this morph cut effect on the timeline, and it makes it look as if nothing has happened. And it does this by actually creating some of the frames in between the two cuts and making up the pixels in order for it to slowly morph into a very smooth, not even a smooth cut, a cut that you can't even tell is happening. So it actually generates an image based on the two clips either side and fills in the gaps. So I'll just show you on my computer what it looks like. I did an interview with a friend a little while ago, and I've just cut it together to make it look like he's talking absolute rubbish. So actually he was talking absolute rubbish, but now he looks like he's talking even more rubbish. So as you can see here, I'll just zoom in on the timeline. Between these two cuts, he's generally in the same position, and you can see this morph cut here. Now, this does take a lot of computer power to generate the transition, and it does take a while for it to actually work. So you have to put it in the timeline and wait for it to make up the frames in between. So I wouldn't suggest, as I've done in here, using it for every single, I think I've got one in here for about one every 3 seconds, which it's taken me about 4 hours to get all this going, because if you put one in, you have to wait for about 10 to 15 minutes for it to, in my computer you have to wait for 10 to 15 minutes, but in a normal computer it'd be about maybe a minute or 2 minutes for the cut to actually generate those frames in between. So use it sparingly, because otherwise you're going to be sitting around all night playing on your Premiere Pro like I've been doing. So I'll just give you a look at what this clip looks like. You can see the cuts here. I'll actually do it with this still open so you can see where the actual cuts are.
Which comes from the dark territory. Summer. Bashing yourself with a whip made of leaves. And there is the people.
And towards the end there you see, because I haven't rendered it, it's quite jumpy, so it looks really strange. In the middle you can notice there's something up, but you don't quite know what. It looks like he's got some kind of weird twitch going on with his mouth. What I'll do is actually export that clip and put it in this video so you can see what it looks like when it's all rendered and exported, so none of that is getting in the way. And although it isn't perfect, it's because I haven't really played around with it too much. I've just kind of thrown it in the timeline and thrown this cut on, but you can get it looking really, really good, to the point where you don't even notice that there's a cut.
Which comes from the dark territory. In summer, bashing yourself with a whip made of leaves. And there is the people.
I'll show you here one of the other sequences of the friend that I recorded earlier. As you can see, there's quite a lot of cuts in here too, and he does sound pretty ridiculous, but let's just have a look.
In this video I will tell you about also called People Go to Vacation Are Both Expensive, and less polar bears, more, but altogether.
Ridiculous. I'm going to give you a demonstration now. So I'm going to cut out any of my mistakes in the next 3 sentences. I'll play the footage where I've cut out all of my mistakes, and then I'll play the raw footage. The quick brown fox jumped over the log. He didn't know where he was going when he jumped over the log, but he got there in the end. Once he jumped over the log, he found a gully and had a swim. After he had a swim in the gully, he found some grass and had a nap. The quick brown fox jumped over the log. Damn, I think I said that wrong. I might start... Actually, no, I'll just go from the quick brown fox. He didn't know where he was going when he jumped over the log, but he got there in the end. Oh no, I made another screw up. I'm going to have to cut this out too. I actually don't know what to say about the quick brown fox anymore. Okay, once he jumped over the log, he found a gully and had a swim. I don't know what to say next. I'm still thinking. So he had a swim in the gully. After he had a swim in the gully, he found some grass and had a nap. Alright, that's all I'm going to do because I can't think of anything about the quick brown fox. So as you can see, still a little bit glitchy, but once you spend a bit of time on it, lengthening and shortening those cuts and kind of getting the perfect point to put that cut in there, it's pretty crazy what you can do. So that's Morph Cuts for you.